Welcome to the Sarah Scoop Show. It's time to get the scoop with Sarah.
My name is Shevyn Roberts, and I'm an independent artist, and I have some upcoming music that we're going to be talking about today. Well, I grew up dancing in dance competitions, and I became like a 6-time national solo champion dancer. So that was kind of my first situation where I really fell in love with music. And my mom had put me with the acting agent when I was 5 and 6 years old. So I started booking national commercials. And so after my teen years of winning dance competitions, I had that acting bug come back again. And it was like, I want to move out to LA and like do acting. So that's when I got on Days of Our Lives. And then I had a friend that was pretty successful artist at the time. And so I was inspired when I heard a commercial to go to a music school. And I went ahead and took the leap of faith. I auditioned, I got in. And then from there, basically started just meeting different producers. And every few years, I would release a different record. It's a really great question. I guess when I created my first album, I was a pretty big fan of Avril Lavigne. And which is funny because she's not a dance artist. She's more pop rock. But I've always loved those raw guitar tones. And so I guess, yeah, in the beginning it was her, but now I guess like I'm really my own inspiration because I have so many different aspects of myself that I want to express. And so it's hard to put myself in a box and say there's one artist that I really want to be like. But I love Gwen Stefani as far as her like style and her personality. I just like her as a person. So. Really, I guess it's like, what happens to me is I don't know where my head's at. I'm in a flow, constant flow, like all throughout the day. Like just it's a nice peaceful level of consciousness that I'm at. I'm in a really peaceful place. And it's kind of like thoughts will just come, and sometimes I write those down. I'm like, it'll be like the most random thing. Like I'll hear a song and like one word they say, and I'll get like the inspiration. Like, oh my God, even if the word is not what I want to write a song about, that word will remind me of something else. That reminded me of something else. That reminded me of something else. So it'll be like a totally different concept, but that thought process or that thread led me down the rabbit hole to create like a whole new song. And sometimes it's just a feeling, or sometimes it's just a memory. And then like it feels like it's like locked in the back of my subconscious mind, and like I just bring it to the forefront. And I was having a massage last week, and I felt like a relationship from my past came to me, and I had to grab my phone and just wrote like an entire song. So it's really random. Well, in the past, like when I won awards or when I opened up big concerts, I was very, very pop, and I'm still pop, but right now it's pop / dance / EDM. And the reason for that is because we have like 5 different remixes of this original song of mine that we're going to release, and specifically targeting the Billboard charts, the dance Billboard charts. They do have certain rules to follow, and luckily my producers have worked with them before, but there is a format, and they do want 5 different remixes and those under those subgenres of the dance genre. So that is the path that we're taking right now, but I still see myself as a very pop artist, but in the sense that there will be that dance aspect, excuse me, not just necessarily within the sound of my music, but even more specifically within my type of performance that I do. I guess really the objective is just to have fun. And then if I can like inspire them in some way and write some really positive lyrics or really deep lyrics, I mean, that's definitely what I strive to do. But, you know, some songs, they're just vague and it's up for interpretation and it's just catchy. And so it's whatever you want it to be. But I hope that I can write some songs that I'm really in love with, that have some really spiritual aspects, that are actually like deep and meaningful, but that are still really hooky and like just totally out there, you know? Right now, this song that I have is called Running Out of Time. And basically my thought process when I went into the studio, I told the producer, you know, I don't know why, but I really want to write a song about like I'm in my own world, my own planet, my own reality. And I want to make this like a magical, fun like experience. And then it kind of evolved, like where I started to feel like it was like kind of a matrixy. And when I say matrix, I'm not like saying it's like the epitome of the movie The Matrix, but like in the sense that there's like a dual reality of consciousness and like spiritual, like higher self. It's like my higher self was coming back to my present self, or my future self, I should say. My future self was coming back to my present self and telling her to relax her mind. You'll be just fine, which you actually get to see that dynamic of my two selves in the music video that I'm going to release. So it's pretty interesting and exciting, but we don't get too deep with it when it comes to the lyrics of the songs. Again, we kept it really vague, and it's really just a fun tune. It's not meant to be that deep, but like, it's just like a fun concept that I like to play with. And so the music video is actually, it plays with that concept, and it plays with the concept of time travel, but it's actually like more of a dance-based music video. There's a lot of dancing taking place as well. Well, I just love the whole creative process in general. I guess I really like it when I'm in the studio and things are starting to flow, and I feel like I'm getting to create the song and the magic is flowing with the producer. We're both like, oh no, this would be a great idea. No, this is a great idea. And so that's really exciting. When I'm on set with the music video, the concept's already been planned out. So I would not say that it's not fun, because it's still fun, but it's just like carrying out the vision. So I guess I like the creation process of the record for the most part, yeah. Actually talked to one of my promoters the other day, and they did say that they're trying to line up some shows for me for 2021 where people pull up in their cars and they actually just watch the stage from their cars. So they've been doing stuff like that. I actually even saw some shows going on around the area that were similar to that. So I guess that's like the new thing, which is kind of cool, because it's like old school, like the drive-in movies. They even have those again. So it's kind of fun to bring those type of situations back. I think as long as people can get out of the car and just feel relaxed, like they could breathe their own fresh air, because there's obviously like so much air. Like, it's not like you're in a confined situation. So in that situation, I think it would still be fun, because there's plenty of concert venues that I know in the past that have like half covered and then like half on the lawn. So it's not like it's totally unheard of to have those type of concerts. So yeah, we're definitely looking into some stuff like that. My favorite part of performing, well, really, I just love performing in general. I grew up performing. So I guess when you bring the crowd aspect into it, it's just having that energy out there and knowing that the people are excited to see the performance or hear the song or just have a good time. And so I love that aspect of that energy that I get to feed off of when it actually comes to the crowd aspect. But sometimes I tune that out, and it's more of like just enjoying the performance and the music, and I can be totally like zoned out in that moment as well. So either way, it's just a lot of fun. So what happened was they had the #1 hit radio station in Houston, Texas is called 104 KRBE, and which is similar to like, you know, your 102.7 Kiss FM in LA or whatever, but it's just the Houston one. And I guess they knew about me, and I was still just an independent artist, no manager, like nothing. Like, they just called me up and they were like, hey, if you want to open the show, we'll give it to you, but there's no other unsigned artists. They're all signed artists, and like, you can do it if you want to. And I was like, well, yeah, I'd like to do it. And so Justin Bieber was a headliner, and then there was like All American Rejects and Cobra Starship and Jay Sean. And so like, I just basically was backstage, and I saw Bieber, and it was dark, and like back then, because this is a while back, it's a few years back, back then we had the flip phone, so I didn't have like an iPhone with a flash that I could take a picture, and I really didn't want to be that fangirl just like going up to him, because I was like, you know, I'm here performing as well, like I respect myself. But I don't know if I wasn't really trying to have pride. It was more of like, I don't know, I'm just not that type of person to like do that all the time, but I should have got the picture. I should have found the way, because it's great for you know, social media and things of that nature. But obviously I still have the video of the entire show, and it does announce him in the video, so people can see I did actually open that show. But I saw him backstage, and I kind of did the like head nod, like, what's up? and he did, hey, what's up, you know? And he had his little bodyguard with him, and that was kind of the end of it. I didn't want to be like, oh my God, it's Justin Bieber. But I had heard his song on the radio, and I was like, that kid sounds kind of cool. I really like his vibe. So, yeah, like much respect for Bieber. He totally owned that performance. It was a really great show. And it was just a great time. And since then, I mean, he's continued to evolve in his career, and it's just really awesome to be able to say that I did open up for Justin Bieber at one point. Well, what I can say is there's really no easy route, and it's something you really got to have a passion for and really just be in it because you love it, because there's no guarantees for anything. But if you love what you do, then it's always going to be rewarding. And I think the most important advice I could give is, besides that, is to make sure you're working with the right producers, because there's a lot of people that want to cut you a cheap deal, but they're not that great of a producer. They might be all right, but they're not going to take you to the Billboard charts. They're not going to take you where you want to go. Now, at the same time, you know, maybe starting out with a producer like that just to kind of build your artist development and then a release online independently just to get your feet wet does make sense, because you don't want to like rule out the possibility of, you know, making a record at all just because you have no real connections. So, you know, try to work with the best producer you can within your means and within your connections, but definitely do a lot of like research and investigation to try to find a really quality producer within your genre, because it really is all about the production. People think that it's all about who's the best singer and all this, but clearly if we look at a lot of the major icons today in music, they are not necessarily the best singers. They will not necessarily be the ones that would have gotten on The Voice or American Idol and won. In fact, a lot of the people that are on those shows don't last very long. We've only had a couple that really do. So a true artist from the ground up, it's definitely a process, and it's really just about having the right producer and the right music and knowing how to perform it. My big dream is to go around the world on my own tour, headlining, and get to see like every country around the world, because I've actually had a passport since 2011, but I've never been out of the country. So it would be nice to actually see the world, but the way that I want to see the world is by actually going on tour and serving up my performance and meeting people that way, and then, you know, maybe taking 1 or 2 days off to be like a tourist or whatever, and then jump back onto the tour. So that's my ideal goal and dream. And it would still be fun if like I got on a tour where I was opening, but I guess the ultimate goal is to headline my own big tour.
Thank you for watching The Sarah Scoop Show. Head to sarahscoop.com for more.